How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's having a beautiful morning. We're back again with a new episode. TJ Lindsay, I'm here with my gorgeous, stunning wife.
Hi, I'm Ty Lindsay.
And we got a great episode for y'all today. We're going to get deep on some topics. We're going to talk about my wife's book signing and actually a new one that we're actually working on coming up as well, another book signing. So, but before we start, we took a little hiatus. My wife was on assignment out in California for a little bit.
Yep.
I came down with the flu, which I was struggling a little bit there, but we back again. So, gotta continue working, Sometimes you gotta, take care of the most important thing. But
yes,
before we get started, let's talk about the book signing a little bit here.
Okay.
Before we get started, because we just had the book signing. Great event. It was at the Haven Collective in Upper Arlington.
Yeah.
Beautiful place. Got a lot of support from that book signing. What was the highlight for you?
The highlight. I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of like a highlight moment. But I will say, like, when we were doing the Q&A, when I was like standing up and answering questions, it was like I was in a whole nother world. Like I felt like, I was just in a whole nother world, wherever like God wanted me or wherever He was leading me. I will say that. But like a highlight, I guess you could call that a highlight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a very good event, and we're working on a new one coming up.
Yes.
We're going to do it the 4th.
The 4th of April.
The 4th of April is actually going to be in our hometown,
Yeah.
Mansfield, Ohio.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that.
Yes.
We're going to give you all more details coming up. We're
Yes.
working with some of our favorite people.
To
Jeff, shout out Pastor Jeff, one of my coaches as a kid. And community leader, great man.
Yes.
Who actually is going to be, he actually did our wedding.
Yeah, he actually married us.
Yeah, he married us. So.
Yeah.
So we're working with him to do this new book signing actually at the church. So
yes.
Yeah, we're excited about that. Come out. We're going to have a flyer coming out here soon.
Yes.
That's going to give all the details, but.
Yep. I also have something else coming out. It will be my first annual, like, Trippin For God girls retreat type of thing. It'll be June 4th through the 8th. The 8th is just a travel date. The 4th is also like a travel date too. But this is just a retreat. It'll be based out of DC. However, we will be in Virginia. If you know DC, Virginia, they're kind of the same place, kind of. But there's oh my gosh, I'm having a brain freeze. A conference that is called The Experience by Dr. Ines. If you don't know anything about her, I suggest that you look her up on Instagram or just YouTube her. She has a powerful testimony. She's a powerhouse. So I'm excited for that. If it's something that you are interested in, please make sure that you contact us. You can get directly on the website or just email us.
Yeah, you can always hit us on the website, on the contact page, and send us whatever you want to send us, questions, inquiries, ideas, whatever. That's what it's there for.
Yeah. No, you're okay. just make sure you reach out to me. Now, this is something that I really push for you to register, because if you're not going to register, if you don't reach out to me, then I'll have no idea. And how can I count for you to stay with us? So make sure that you are communicating that way. That's all I have.
All right. So let's get into it. Got a few different topics we want to talk about today. So let's start with this one. So talk about celebrities. So I've been, sometimes you're on social media and you'll see celebrities sometimes doing things that, or just, saying things that might not be the best representative to somebody that may look up to them, Mm-hmm. So the question I have for you, have you ever seen celebrities as role models in your life?
No.
Mm-mm. Okay. Now,
have you?
Me, as far as like basketball players, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because, I play basketball. Mm-hmm. So basketball players, yes. I've never really looked at like.
You know what? So, okay, I guess when you're saying celebrities, I'm thinking about, I guess basketball is entertainment, but I'm thinking about like musicians and stuff like that. But now that you said basketball, there was one person that I looked up to, and that was Marion Jones.
Yeah.
That was my girl.
Yeah.
I rewrote my entire life story inside of her book. Like I loved her.
Shout out Marion Jones.
Yeah,
sad what happened to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, we as kids, I feel like we're impressionable, and those people that come across the screen, we see that they lived like a good life. Remember MTV Cribs? Mm-hmm. You see they crib, or you just see them, just being free.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the life I want to live. And I feel like that is where children try to model their lives after celebrities. But in that instance, do you feel like celebrities have a responsibility to young people who look up to them to be good role models?
I say yes and no. Yes, as in where your faith is at. Do you believe in God? Then yes, you know that you have a responsibility, you have a duty. No, if you're in the world and that ain't just that God is, you don't do God, you don't got nothing to do with God, then no. You're for the world. Like, why would you ever think about being a role model?
I feel like we just talked about, I feel like on the sports side, they do a better job of actually trying to live up to role model status. Not saying they perfect, but they, they try their best to be somebody that a young person can look up to and not, go the wrong way by following them. Mm-hmm. And I feel like on like the artist side, musician side, they kind of they aren't role models, and they say that every time. Which is, I'm doing music. I'm being creative. Mm-hmm. So I get it, but yeah. So me, no, I don't feel like they have a responsibility, especially on like the artist side, because we, like you said, as people in the communities, and the parents and those people have to discern with the children. So that leads to the next question. With social media and everything online, how do we as believers teach young people to discern who they should be looking up to?
How do we teach them?
Like, yes. So you got kids that are out there they got these phones. And all they're seeing is these entertainers. And
well, first you need to be in your word. I think that's obvious.
But how do we disciple the young people to?
Oh, I thought you said how do we teach them for discernment? Now you're saying discipleship.
Yeah.
Discipleship.
How do we teach young people in a way of discipleship to discern who they should be looking up to?
I just feel like that's all biblical principles. To me, I think it's quite obvious. I should be pushing you into the direction of reading your word.
Yeah.
And I think you talked about this in one episode, like testing the fruit. Like, what you should what you should be following and what you should not be following. But just testing the fruit of other people, like whoever it is that you might be watching or you got your eyes glued to. What kind of fruit do they bear? Like, is it good fruit or is it bad? If it's bad, it's probably not for you.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
So I think just constantly. Of course, we have to be patient in a lot of aspects, in a lot of different areas, because we're all growing. And it's especially depending on the type of person that you are trying to disciple, where they come from, what their background is, how deep were they into sin, all of that stuff kind of plays into it. But I do feel like you really you want to teach or disciple by leading and also pushing them to read the word and study the word with them. Sometimes you might have to study it with them because some people they're not going to be able to internalize what God is saying through scripture. Sometimes it takes a person. It might take you to be like, no, this is really what the scripture is saying.
Yeah, I got you. And I mean, that's also a reason, like church.
Yeah.
That's what the pastor's job is in some cases. But to keep going with that topic, what type of people should young people be looking up to instead of celebrities?
I say people in the community. The reason why I feel like this could be me just being a little biased, but I say the people that is really like foot on soil, they are in the community doing it. Those kinds of people, they're showing you that they care. Like, I can't make a connection with a celebrity that I'm never going to meet. 9 times out of 10, I'm never going to meet you. You donating $10,000 or $20,000 to a church or to a charity, like, all of that is all fine and good, but there's no relationship there. There's no connection there. Now, if you in my community and I see you just moving and grooving in the community, I want to be connected to you. Like, I want to be closer to you. I want to learn from you. I want to study you. I want to come up under you. I want you to mentor me. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like they have to be in the community.
I understand that. I think my biggest thing within that is that because somebody in the community might not be as one popular or two may not have garnered the amount of wealth that these celebrities or somebody on the TV has garnered. I feel like young people oftentimes will not take their word as serious as they'll take the celebrity's word, because it's like they've seen an example that this works, you know what I'm saying? Which is the wrong way. But I feel like the question that we have to ask is, how do we teach these young people that person in the community or that different role model that might not be, saying have $1 billion is still a solid individual? Because I feel like in our world, we bring everything down to fame and money. And I used to think, even as a young person, that if you were able to garnish wealth, then you were intelligent some kind of way. I don't feel like that anymore, but it took for me to grow up to understand that you could just be in the right place at the right time, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, a lot of these people aren't even the most talented. So with sports versus like entertainment, and I always talk about this, and I'm going a little long here, but
it's okay.
with entertainment, you're chosen. Like, as an actor, as a musician, you're chosen. You don't have to be the best. You know what I'm saying? There's singers in the church, or there's singers in the community that are better than singers on TV. You don't have to be the best. And I feel like in sports, it's kind of a different thing, because there's a hierarchy. There's a system where you actually have to compete with the best to be the best. So I think that takes away from us saying that, oh, this is just the best person for the job, because usually they are not. So we have to find a way to look up to different types of people, such as our pastors, such as our engineers that we have, such as doctors, you know what I'm saying, community leaders, things like that. And I feel like we may have to do a better job of showcasing those people and their lifestyles to teach young people that there's some very solid people out there, solid believers that you should listen to over the people that are just entertainers, because their message is oftentimes not going to work for you.
You saying show their lifestyle. What you mean by that?
Just show that they like how they live their daily life. Like that might be something that you can aspire to. Not saying like cribs or nothing like that. I'm talking about like just show them like the fun that they have. Like they travel. You know what I'm saying? Like this person is here. They traveling. They're helping the community. We need to showcase that a little bit more, because these people in the community are doing more for the community than people with millions of dollars are doing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it gets showcased, so we don't even know.
Well, it's not gonna get showcased because it's not popular.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's that's hard.
The good way is always the hard way.
Yeah, and it's just not it's not popular, and it's up to the individual, honestly, to decide. You got to pick a side. That's simply what it is. I can showcase you my lifestyle. I can show you how I got here. Like this podcast, we can talk to you and push for, hey, you should do this, you should do that. It's totally up to the listener to receive what we're saying and choose that.
That's true.
But being good, like you said, it's hard. It's harder to do the right thing.
Yeah, I get you. That makes perfect sense. So I think that is the person got to choose.
Yeah, you have to want to. If the celebrities and all of that is what you fixated on, then 9 times out of 10, what I got for you, you ain't trying to hear it.
Exactly.
You're not trying to hear it because I'm not a celebrity, and I don't have all this money.
Yeah, and it's a lot of bad things that's coming with that money. They're not. That's why. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, that side is not being showcased. That was a good point what you just said. Like, it's a lot of bad stuff behind the money, but you don't see that. Yeah, because that's not being showcased.
Yeah,
and anytime somebody does try to come out and speak about it, they're considered crazy, or they lost their mind, or they lost their way along the way. Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, your life, the simple life is
the best.
Is priceless. Like to be famous and to be like, there's downsides to that is like that are huge, and I feel like that person that can live that simple life, be successful in their own right, help their community. Yeah, I feel like that person is going to always be happier than celebrities.
And then a lot of these celebrities, they spiral out of control. If you think about it, they all spiral out of control. Something detrimental happens to them. Some of them commit suicide. Some of them overdose. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of them do all of that.
You got all the money in the world. And I think that, again, that's just up to that person to look at it that way, because that's how I look at it. Like, I remember growing up wanting to be a celebrity. I don't know for what. But I just wanted to I want to be a celebrity. But once I just started paying attention, like, they all, a lot of them commit suicide, or a lot of them are on drugs. And then, then the camera got to be in your face all the time. That's a no-no for me.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I feel you. Yeah, but as young people, I feel like we got to, like, not as young people, but for young people, that side is not shown.
Yeah.
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 All right, so let's move on to this next topic. All right. So one thing that I've noticed, we talked about this the other day, like a lot of the people that we know who are married are also believers. And people who don't believe in marriage oftentimes don't have a good relationship with God.
Yeah.
And that's what we've seen. Now, we know there's times that there's differences, of course, but that's kind of what we noticed. So in life, because, people usually get married at a church. They usually have a pastor doing the ceremony.
Yeah.
Do you feel like marriage is inherently an institution practiced by believers?
I guess.
Like, okay. So let's move to this question. So, do you think a marriage without God as the foundation is doomed to fail?
Yeah.
And why?
He's the founder of it. He created it. Yeah. It's like me creating something, and then you get your hands on it, and then you don't even look at the instruction manual that I placed for you so that this thing can work.
Yeah, that's true. Also, it gotta be something in your life that's bigger than just reality. I feel like, as far as like in a relationship. So I feel like a lot of relationships that make it to marriage, that foundation allows them to more often have the habits already built into them as believers.
Yeah.
To translate into marriage a little bit better,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So with that being said, so why do you think belief in God and belief in marriage are so connected?
I think one of my biggest beliefs would be is covenant keeping. Both of them. Both of your relationship with God and your marriage. There's covenant keeping between the two, and so they're which I feel like he was very strategic on why he pushed this and said, this is how I want y'all to live. And he even goes as far as saying the church is my bride.
Yeah.
And I'm the groom. And it's a lot of things. I mean, Jesus performed his first miracle
At the church, yeah.
at a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that signifies the importance of marriage.
Yeah.
But I just think one of the main things where they just connect is this covenant keeping between both. Your relationship with God is a covenant. You and your spouse, that's a covenant between you, your spouse, and God. It's literally covenant keeping.
Yeah.
And also surrendering. There's some submission there too, and surrendering between the two.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that the ability to, if you can't submit to God, you can't submit to no man.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for you to do. It is going to be hard.
Or no woman.
Yeah, that's hard for people to accept. That's hard for people to accept, but that's a real thing.
Yeah.
If I believe in God and I can't obey what he is telling me, or if I won't submit to him, I won't listen to him, I won't do none of that, I'm just going to have a hard time trying to do that with a man.
Yeah.
And vice versa, like you said, men too. Like, you'll have a hard time. But yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you think about it? Where do you think how they connect?
I think I think we talked about this before when we talked about the belief in something in things that you have not yet seen. So in order for you to do anything in your life, in order for you to chase your dreams, you have to have a belief in something that you have not realized yet. And I feel like a good marriage is something that a lot of people, they haven't seen.
Yeah.
They don't have good examples, and their relationship might not reflect or might not look like it's going in that good marriage direction. But when you have faith in Christ, you know what he can do. You know that, I asked for this and I receive it. I asked for patience and I was anxious all the time and now I'm patient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You are more ready to believe that anything is possible.
Yeah.
You can take a marriage that has starting to break apart and believe that from the rubble, from the dust, that we can build it back up into a beautiful union again.
Yeah.
And without that foundation in God, I feel like we are quick to give up.
That's true. I like that.
Yeah, we'll be quick to just be like, nah, that ain't possible. That ain't possible. Because we are very, I feel like a lot of people that are non-believers, I mean, let's think about it, believer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that aren't into the faith, I feel like they sometimes, they're so realist in the world that they'll let something go before it's full maturity. You know what I'm saying? Even if they had a chance to be successful in it. Because, again, in their life, they only see it by ones and zeros. They don't see it by the faith, by the, what do they call it? There's about a dark matter. In the universe, there's something called dark matter that nobody can see, but it makes up most of the universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're only looking at the planets and the physical stuff, you don't see this dark matter. So I feel like God, in that sense, is the dark matter, is the something that I know is there. But if you don't know it's there, then you don't think that certain things are possible.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is huge with just your life and in your marriage.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Thank you. All right, so let's move on to the third topic here. Going pretty quickly, that's good. All right, topic number 3. So there's an article that I was reading, doing some research for this episode, and it's called The Best Age to Get Married According to Science.
Okay.
So some of the findings in this article, it said that the peak age for the lowest divorce risk is 28 through 32. So if you get married from 28 to 32, you have the lowest possibility of getting married. Of getting divorced after being married. It says that marrying after 32 has a slight increase in divorce rate if you get married after that. And also, when you're married at 20 or below, it has a higher divorce rate as well. So I think the conclusion of this article is kind of saying you want to wait, but not too long, because 28 to 32 is like the Goldilocks zone in that. So to go into that, I got a few questions. So we were told to build our careers first, travel first, and then think about marriage. And a lot of these people ended up lonely and regretting that decision. Do you think young people in this generation should wait to get married if they think they have found the person they want to be with?
I think that they should be consulting God first. So of course we have this little article that's out, but who's to say that God didn't call for this 21-year-old young lady and this 21-year-old man to get married?
That's true.
So I think that you have to be connected to the source at all times. I think that, God will, everything will align and you'll know it. For me, because I was just thinking about that, like when you said the age, I was like, wow, that's very interesting because we got married within that time frame.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's very interesting. But I can kind of see where, that conclusion, just based on like us. Well, for me, I can speak from my personal, and like you said, I was just out, went to school, did everything I had to do. I always had a job, so that wasn't an issue. I always had a car, that wasn't an issue. Money, none of that was an issue for me. I was having a lot of fun that I shouldn't have been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that I was doing, people I was dealing with, I just should not have been doing any of that. But I feel like I kind of had to get all of that out because I couldn't imagine coming to you before us getting married prior to, and me still in the middle of doing all of that. Like I just, I can't imagine like where that would lead us.
Yeah, I
if that makes sense what I'm saying.
No, I feel you there 100%. That's why, like you said, again, you got to be connected to the source. But I feel the same way. That's why, I understand the study when it says 20-year-olds that get married oftentimes will, because it's like the FOMO, it's fear of missing out. Maybe I didn't give myself a chance to find the perfect person for me, after time,
Yeah.
So I think that that's one thing. And I feel like the same way. You got to kind of, now in the context of, finding faith and through faith and all of that, do you need to be in the world? Like, is that something that you need to get out? Do you need to be in the world and do all of these things if you're trying to follow God?
Do you need to be in the world? What do you mean?
So you said,
reframe that.
You said I needed to get this stuff out before I would have been ready for marriage. Now, if you had found God, do you still feel like you need to get that out?
If I would have chose to follow God sooner, then it would have saved me a lifetime of being in the world. It would have saved me a bunch of my 20s just being of the world.
Yeah.
But what happens is when you get serious with God and you start to choose, this is why I say you have to be connected to the source, and everything will align. And he'll show you. He'll start showing you. But when I started to get really, really, really intentional, I'm not talking about lukewarm, because I was lukewarm for a long time. Had one foot in, one foot out. But I'm talking about being really, really serious and intentional with your walk with Christ. Then the Holy Spirit is going to convict you. That's truly what happens.
Yeah.
He will convict you. And then you start to see, all right, I can't keep doing this. Because choosing you is worth it. It's worth more than choosing the fun that I'm, pursuing right now. And so that's typically what happens. You start breaking all of that stuff down. But if I would have been more serious, if I would have just been more intentional, if I would have chose God and just stayed with him in the very beginning, it would have saved me a lot of stuff that I didn't have to go through. But I went through it for my own choices because I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's different. So there's some young people that get it early.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's some old people who still ain't got it.
That's true.
So people, seriously.
There's some old people who still ain't got it.
Seriously. Some people just don't get it. There's people, there's today is Sunday. There's a 55-year-old man who was at the club last night, you know what I'm saying? And still trying to find himself.
That's true.
Same thing with there was a woman there too, same age.
Yeah.
And then there's a young person that was at home trying to pray and you know what I'm saying, fasting, stuff like that.
Yeah.
that was trying to find God and also trying to, you know what I'm saying, build his dreams.
Yeah.
So that is that's just a reality. So I think maturity and age are two different things.
Yeah.
So that's what I say about that.
Okay.
So, why do you think 28 to 32 is the perfect age based on this study?
I think if I think about where I was around that time, I think 28 to 32, you've experienced some things. You are now starting to realize I probably wasted a lot of time. Well, I did for people. It's time for me to get serious. Oh, shoot, I'm getting a little older now.
Yeah.
I think that is what happened. But then I think that you're still hopeful in those ages, if that makes sense. Like, remember you were talking about how some people will see the marriage and just they want to give up based on, like, what they believe. I think in that age, you're still hopeful.
Yeah.
There's some hope that marriage can happen for me, despite what society is pushing right now. It can still happen for me. Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like that age is. They use that age specifically.
I think it's a commonality because we're looking at averages. So like we just talked about, there's some 20-year-olds who already got it. There's some 50-year-olds who don't got it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the average time in which we get it, we usually figure it out, is that age. Now, all of us don't get married at that age, but we usually figuring it out during that time, which leads to that age being the age. And I do agree with you somewhat as far as, like, not somewhat, I agree with you as far as, like, you got to live your life a little bit. You have to have done something in your life, as far as, like, like I went to college, you know what I'm saying? Having that college experience where, you know what I'm saying, where I'm doing a lot of, having fun.
Yeah.
I think that's important. And you start to realize through doing that stuff that, like, I ain't what I want to do.
Yeah.
You got to fall on your face.
Yeah.
To get back up and realize that, oh, I need to go about this differently.
Yeah.
And I feel like those who haven't had a chance to fall off, you know what I'm saying, probably don't realize it as well, because once you fall off, you're like, I never want to be here again. And I feel like it takes that, and I feel like that 28 to 32, that means that I probably got into a relationship when I was like 26, maybe 25, or, you know what I'm saying, even maybe a little bit earlier, but that means I had that time to try things, fall off, rebuild it, fall off again, be like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think I figured it out. All right, now this is a interesting one. Within that study, while we did say 28 to 32 is the perfect age, they also found that there's a huge rise in this generation of people who are 40 to 59 that are getting married. Do you believe there is a such thing as it being too late? Or does this study prove that there isn't?
I think the study proves that it's never too late. But I can see where people might say, like, oh, it's too late. I can understand that part of it, too.
How so?
Because you get older and you kind of sort of, maybe I'm just being biased. Maybe I'm looking at it from a lens of if it were me. That's probably what's going on here. Like, if I was like 45 or 50 and I'm probably set in my ways, more than likely I'm set in my ways. I don't want to change. You can't come over here talking to me saying do X, Y, and Z. I probably don't want to do that. That
is what the study actually pointed to. It said that people that are older are probably more stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
They've done it on their own for so long that it's hard for them to get on somebody's program.
Yeah.
Especially like a man's program, you know.
Yeah.
I got something that I do it this way, but you do it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to but this way has always worked for me. So
when you're doing it for so long, I mean, I can see where it brings issues, because that's honestly pride. That's a little bit of pride kicking in, and you don't see it like that. And sometimes you might feel like it's harmless, but because it's like, you're going to try to tell me to come in. You're going to try to come in and tell me to do it this way, and I've been doing it this way all my life for years, and it has worked. Now, I don't need you to come over here and give me a new program. This program has, you know what I'm saying? This has worked for me. So it's kind of like, I think it's harder for you to trust more at that age. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more harder for you to trust because, again, I've been doing it so long on my own. Like, I don't really need you to be telling me what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And once you get to a certain age, it's
yeah.
Like, yeah. And I feel like, once you get to that age, you kind of, again, but if there's two ways to look at it. However, when you get to that age, logically, it's kind of more like this just ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? And you might have seen a lot in that time as well.
Yeah.
But again, if you believe in God, anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
So I don't think there's a such thing as it's too late. However, you got to be intentional about what you want. Yeah. Because you can't. There's a time limit for there's a time for everything. They say that's in the Bible. There's a time and place for everything. Yeah. And I think marriage is one of those things where there is a time and a place for it. Now you can manipulate when that will be, but the longer you wait, it's not even that the time is wrong. It's that you might have grown out of it. So, next question. All right, now we're gonna do some. It's more of like more lighthearted to end this episode.
Okay.
Since we talked about older couples and younger couples, what's one thing you admire about younger couples when you see them, like a younger married couple? Is there something?
I feel like we're younger married. Do we not fall in that? Or you mean younger than us?
I mean, you can say us.
Okay.
But yeah, just younger married couples. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just keep it with us, because I feel like we're younger. We're a young married couple. Repeat the question again. What's something that I like from both groups?
That you admire from younger couples, yeah.
What I admire from younger couples would be having fun with one another. I can't really put that on younger couples because I see older couples do the same thing. They do. Younger couples, I don't know. Older couples,
okay, I do older couples.
They're more seasoned. They got time in this thing. So I always admire hearing the stories. If there was something, if they went through like some type of trial and error in life, you know, how they got through it, I admire all of that. Like the way that they love on each other, it's almost like they just never stop loving each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I admire.
Me, I would say it's like that episode of Boy Meets World, or the Boy Meets World series where Corey and Topanga got married mad young, and the struggles they had to go through. I feel like that's something that I look at and I'm like, wow, that's a. I remember us. You know what I'm saying? I see our relationship in that, you know, and us having times where we, you know, had to get it out the mud, you know, straight up out the mud. And I feel like seeing younger couples, I when I'm seeing them, I'm just like, man, they going through a lot, you know, just because I know from experience, and they keeping chugging along, chugga, you know what I'm saying? They just keeping chugging along. So that's something I admired. Also, just like the new love, and not new love, but you know what I'm saying, the fire that still burns in them for one another, you know, like I think that's one key in marriage, is to always have the fire burning, to keep the passion and the intimacy, you know what I'm saying, for one another, to always look at that person as if they are somebody new. You know what I'm saying? So young couples, I feel like that's one thing that I like about young couples is the romantic, the trying and the trial and the error in that. With older couples, I just like that older couples are just, I think they just always together. Like I said, I feel like they're one person more so than the younger couple. Because I feel like older couples just, they do everything together. They always, I don't know, they consider one another, and to see them to have all that time. So I just talked about the young people. You look at them like, I know that they kept chugging. So with the older couple, they didn't have to go through some mountain ranges. You know what I'm saying? They didn't been at the top of the mountain, and they didn't went down to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. To
the core of the earth.
Yeah.
For this thing to last that long. And I think that seeing that that map, I feel like when I see it, I'm like, man, they went through all of that, and it gives me hope for my own marriage to be like, hopefully we can make it to a point to where it's like, man, we went through all of that and we still together, and we still got that young love where we still like, you know what I'm saying? It's cute to see an older couple get flirting with each other.
Yeah.
Like my mom and dad, sometimes they be flirting with each other. They do. They might dance, see them dancing in the kitchen or something, you know? And it's like, that's cute.
Yeah.
That they are able to still do that after all these years, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to, you know what I'm saying, call the house phone one day and Ty answer, and I tell her, bring me my Ovaltine. You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
Or just, you're not like that, but you know what I'm saying, still try to, you know, be sexy. You know what I'm saying? An older couple still trying to be sexy, you know what I'm saying? Or still having that. I feel like that's fire.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for today.
Okay.
That's the last question I got. So, again, another book signing coming up here soon. I have a flyer out here very soon. The book, Trippin For God, available now. HopeFieldRadio.com/books. It's been very successful so far. Everybody's loving the book. Continue to review the book, buy the book, leave comments, and like Pam say, all right, we out.